Happy day, Shim. It's day 2. As you would have seen, we have been up since 6 o'clock in the morning. This little smushy puffy, that little smushy slept so well last night, so we've all had a good night's sleep. So we've done the arena walk. Shim was amazing. She was so good. We actually stayed in walk like the whole time. I mean, 99% of the time actually, but we stayed in walk. She was really well behaved. And somebody behind me said, "Oh, I love your hoodie. It's really motivational for me on my horse this morning," because I've got my Olivia Towers hoodie on and it's got "You got this" across my back. She was like, "I just really needed that." I was like, yes. So that was good. I have fed Shim her breakfast. She has been platted. I know my tests. I've got 45 minutes now to enjoy a cup of tea and get changed because tea is important. So are clothes, but tea is more important. Anyway, I will check in again soon. So this is novice 37A. I was really disappointed in this test. Things didn't go as I thought. As well as I know they can go. I just have a moment after this test. You'll see I'm really miserable. I just had a moment in this test where my expectations were a lot higher than where we actually are. Of course, they never perform like they do at home in an arena, and I was so disappointed that we didn't get to show off everything that we've been doing. Yeah, so not really much to say. This is our sort of square-edged serpentine, as I've been calling it, RSVP. Right-angled turns. This is all okay. She dies on that corner there, and I have to hoof her, and again, you see the contact goes. We don't score above a 6.5 until the medium walk in this test. So, yeah, really not a positive start. Our centre line was 6s, had some 6.5s, but nothing elaborate. Unfortunately, that 10-metre circle wasn't too bad. I kept on her, kept my outside leg on to keep the energy, and she responded quite well. And here we have to try and do some medium trot strides. The comment was that we needed to show more difference, but that's absolutely fine because I know that we don't really have much medium yet. Now there's a halt here at C, and Shim would not, as you can see, she was like, "Whoa, I'm not going near the judge's hole." So we stop early and we stop on an angle, and quite rightly get a 5 for that. So that's a real shame because she's a good halter. Well, she's growing to become a good halter. And then it's this free walk where we finally start reaching some proper marks. So this is a 7.5, this free walk. Like I said in yesterday's vlog, that we normally are okay with our walk marks. So it was a shame not to have the same in the prelim on the Saturday. But never mind. And then it goes from being the free walk to going to the short diagonal and medium walk, and this scores us a 7. It's quite generous, I think. At this point in the test, I was feeling utterly miserable already, thinking we were doing a rubbish job and that it wasn't going very well. So any values in mindset have firmly gone out the window by this point, which isn't very good, is it? But there we go, you ride on. So there's our trot transition, a little bit sluggish, not particularly off the leg. Here, you can't really see it there, but in that corner, I was on the outside track, but I was on 3 tracks. She wasn't listening to the inside leg at all to keep her straight. And that's my fault because it was probably something I was doing. Then it's our medium trot strides. We didn't score as well for this one as we did on the other one, only a 6 for that one. It said that we were quarters left, which is what she does when she's not feeling particularly supple, and not enough difference shown, which is fine. That canter transition was late. It was meant to be over C, and even though it was an averagely okay transition, A, it wasn't our best, and B, it wasn't done in the right place. So we scored a 5.5. Absolutely fair enough. Canter comments generally are in this test, could have more jump. We do get that sometimes. She's not the most, she doesn't have much suspension in any of her paces really, so her trot's the one you'd see it the most. Now, this is where counter canter used to be one of our biggest strengths, and she sort of drifted there, a little bit resistant there, and she falls to the trot, which I'm not too mad about actually, falling into the trot from counter canter. That, however, I am so upset about. So I put my leg on at C to try and get the more accurate transition, and she didn't go. And you'll see from her reaction, that horrible scrappy transition, I ended up booting her and just saying, no, go forwards. There's no medium. Nice give and retake over that centre line. That was a 7. But as I put my leg on to indicate to her that we were going to stay in counter canter, she actually leg yielded, bless her. So we had a little bit of a blip there. And then we had a 6 for our last centre line because it was muddled and unbalanced on the comments. So that was 37A, and I was very upset with it.
I'm in a grump. I just finished my novice and I'm vlogging, and it didn't go very well, so I'm not very happy. Anyway, she warmed up quite well, and then she went in and she went really wooden. And now I'm banned from the caravan because until I say something nice about my test, Jenny and Adam won't let me in the caravan. So I've been banished to outside till I stop being grumpy.
Say what though? Say what you've watched the video.
I've watched the video since, and it wasn't as bad as what I thought.
Jenny and Adam are correct.
Jenny and Adam are correct. Can you just tell I'm reading off a script here? Jenny and Adam are right. I've watched the video. It's not as bad as what it felt, but I'm still sad. And I have no right to be sad because all the things that went wrong are new things. I'm annoyed about the canter transitions. Abby's going to feckin' kill me.
Sorry, put spurs on there.
I put on different spurs so that she wasn't so argumentative with my long, sharper ones. So I put Jenny's slightly long ones, but they're not so sharp, just to try and keep her sweet and keep her relaxed and on side so we don't have a repeat of yesterday. Oh, stress. Anyway, next time I speak to you, I'll be less grumpy because that's how my pattern goes. But for now, I'm a miserable cow. Bloody Jenny up there, calling me names. She's got her test in a minute. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I'll be a pansy down the bottom.
Jenny's test time. Rosie. Hi, Rosie. Good girl. Okay, long time since I filmed because I've had to put my phone in the fridge because the camera went blurry. I'm not as grumpy anymore. Jen's done her test, so we're all sorted, and I'm heading down to the tack room, to tack up in a minute. So, be with you again shortly. Morning we came down and her bit was on 2 different holes. So I rode the whole day yesterday. Sat with the tack cleaner. Daddy.
This one didn't really clean one.
Sorry?
So I didn't really clean one, I just wiped it.
Well, to be fair, when you were in there yesterday, and you're not going to buy like one of your...
No, I didn't buy last year's, I still prefer last year's.
They're not going to have those forever.
Yeah, they will. I'm not close enough.
Is it close enough? You have to fall and land on Pedger. That was very elegant, was it?
Sorry.
So this is my last test of the weekend. It's the second prelim, and I'm so pleased to say I ended up finishing on a positive after that last test when I was feeling so upset. So Abby came up and warmed me up, and immediately, of course, everything starts slotting into place. So really happy. I went into this test feeling positive, and it paid off. Shim was really good. So same arena as last time. Centerline scores us a 7. She's much more settled, keeping the energy in the turn. I say, and then she does that, but never mind. We have a change the rain. I think that also scored us a 7. So pleased with that. Generally, everything goes quite well for the first little while. This is a 20-metre circle at the bottom. It also scores us a 7. So it's rhythmical, it's consistent. There's no issue with mouth or anger at me and me overriding. It's all quite a quiet picture, which is what we want. Shim's never going to get huge scores, and I know that, and you know that by watching this. So when I do get it quiet and we get to sit there and get our 7s, I really have to take pride in that, because I'm not guaranteed them. She's not a big moving expressive horse. We dropped to a 6.5 here. She's slightly quarters right. It would appear that this judge could actually see that she's slightly stiff one way from that rein change. She commented on it on both of our rein changes on that side in this arena, so must be more obvious there. We've got another 20-metre circle, another 6.5. I think it was a comment that I normally get on the right-hand rein where she needs to have more inside bend, and that's absolutely fine. She struggles to be more bendy on this rein. Canter transition was, again, average, not a world beater, but it was there and it was accurate. 6.5. Judge wanted more balance. That's okay. This is where my comments get a little bit confusing. So this circle here, this circle here scores as a 7. That's fine. And then our half circle right and returning to the track is a mark that's been changed but not signed. So I think I was given a 6 for this. Sorry, that was a really poorly timed ambulance or fire engine. So I think I was given a 6 for it. It started as a 7, so it's got like it's like a half 7, half 6, but I think it was scored and collectively as a 6, so I don't know is the answer. Then we had a 7 for the transition, but then it says we're losing balance in it, so it's all a bit of a muddle, really. I then get a 6 for this circle because they think the judges said that her quarters are in on the circle. But again, that's another mark that's both a 7 and a 6, and I don't know which one it is. I'm not entirely sure. But it's not been signed or corrected, so I think they've given it to me as a 6. I got a 7 for that transition down to trot. As you can see, this test was a bit of a muddle, really. And then in that comment there, that was really interesting. So my comment was that my transition was almost late. So I was given a 6 for it. But what we can't understand is that if it was almost late, then it wasn't. But I'm not a judge and I don't know how these things work. Her free walk, again, another 7.5 for her free walk. So by this point in the test, I'm feeling really happy because I'm thinking, thank God, she's listened, she's been on my side, we've created a nice picture together, we're quiet, we've picked up the big marks in my mind where we can with a little bit of confusion in the middle. Adam was down there in that corner watching from that entranceway down in there, and Shim was like, oh, Dad! And I couldn't get to get her head back down again and come round, so we've got a little bit of argument there, but never mind. And then we do our final centre line and we get a 6.5. So you'll see what I said in one of my earlier tests, if you've watched both vlogs, is that if I'm not careful, she steps to the right to halt. And she does that here. Oh, it's not that obvious, actually. But there you are. That's our prelim test.
Is a superstar. Are you? Yeah. Clever girl. Happy, aren't you? It's a hard life being a show dog. Yeah. Ready to go home? Huh? Got boots and bandages on.
Hello everybody. I think the last time I spoke to you I was just about to go and get ready for the prelim, and Abby and Jill came up and Abby kindly worked us in and I had the headset on for my warm-up. It's amazing the difference that it makes just having somebody that knows you. Even just stood there, you start to suddenly click into how you'd ride at home, and it made such a difference. Anyway, my prelim test, she was fantastic. She was really, really good. I was so pleased. What a difference from this morning in the novice. I was dead chuffed with her. So I was delighted, and I was holding 10th overnight. So I was like, oh God, I hope that I've done enough to sort of retain my 10th place. I'd love to get a frilly because I've worked really hard. Oh, some tiny violin playing just for me. I know everybody works hard, but they were beautiful ribbons anyway. So I couldn't do anything, so just had to wait. Then I was told that I was sitting in 9th overall, and I was like, woo! And then with 2 more scores to go up, with people that had scored lower than me on day 1, not by much, but they had been lower than me on day 1. We were just waiting for their 2 scores to go up. And I was in 10th at that point, and unfortunately they both pipped us. I say us, my friend Nikki and I were in 9th and 10th. Hi Nikki, if you're watching this, it was lovely to see you. So we were sort of waiting and hovering to see whether we were going to hold our placings. Sadly not to be, so no frilly for us. But it doesn't matter when you're that happy when you finish a test and you think, I felt rubbish this morning, so I'm just really pleased with how that went. I just really thrilled, really pleased. So we scored another 66.38, I think, this time. I think if I'm being honest, I had anticipated it being more of a 67, but I'm not a judge, so I can't comment on that. So yeah, so had a bit of an eventful trip home. Shim was really struggling in the lorry on the way home, and she normally is such an amazing traveller, and she was really finding it hard. She was losing her balance a lot and seemed to be trying to stand on 3 legs rather than 4, like resting a leg, but just wasn't able to balance at all. So lots of kicking, lots of stomping. In the end, I ended up going back there, climbing under Jenny's horse's stomach. Thank God Rose is amazing. And then under the gap in the partition to stand in with Shim, just to stand with her. She was much better when I was there. She calmed right down, but I did have to try and remove her travel gear on her back leg, and one of her back legs, just to stop it sliding away where she was so unbalanced and stepping and kicking it loose all the time. So a bit traumatic, but home in one piece, me and the horse, and she's now tucked up in bed sleeping. So I thought I'd show you. I did purchase a picture. Sadly there was no photographer in the top arenas, so first of all, this is what the plaques look like for Midways this year. You can see them, so that's them, and I've got those to go on the wall. And then I just bought myself the one picture because they're quite expensive, and of me and my Shim. She's so clever. Yeah, she's so... Oh, here's the cat. Hi, Sav. Yeah, so, yeah, that to go on the wall. So, yeah, I'll just twist this round and show you my score sheet. But other than that, I had an amazing weekend. I really recommend this show. I really, really do. Such good fun. It is such good fun. There's shops. There weren't that many this year, but it was still really good. Good food, ice cream. We'll win about ice cream. Nobody can moan. And Hartbury's such a lovely venue, and the gala last night was really good fun as well. So let me show you my score sheet, and I'll stop rambling on. Okay, bye.
So here you go. This was 17A from this afternoon. The test I was really happy with.
It's all a bit of a mess actually, the comments, but that's life, isn't it? So yeah, some nice scores there. Wasn't too happy with the one of the canter marks, but there you go. I'm just fussy, I suppose. There's the collectives. Oh, I haven't shown you my novice actually from my grumpy test. Hang on a minute, let me show you my grumpy novice. Here's my grumpy novice. So this is where, I don't know, the judge must have had a guide dog or something, I'm not sure, because I didn't think it went very well, but this is what you're looking at for my novice test. This is 37A. 5.5. I threw away marks in this test, not intentionally, but like I missed markers, which made me cross. I couldn't get it to halt where I needed it to, so I stuck it in early, so got penalised for that quite rightly. Yeah, just yeah, this wasn't my greatest day. But anyway, that was my grumpy test, and then I had a good test. So that's everything. I never want to like undervalue all the opportunities that I have. I'm sitting there thinking, when I watch people doing their inter ones and their freestyles and all these things, I'm like, wow, I'd love to be able to do that. I'd love to be able to ride in tails and just one day be able to be one of those riders. But I was chatting to the lady at Divine Equestrian in the shop, and she was explaining to us that she trained a horse right up and was just about to do her first sort of pre-St George, and had taken her time and produced him beautifully, and he died really suddenly. And she had so many, she just said, just do it, just don't wait to hang around, just get on with it and do it. You just don't know how long you've got. And it's so true. Any of them could be taken from us tomorrow. And I know that when I was younger, I would have killed to be doing this sort of thing. If I'd watched somebody like me now, just would love to be doing it. So I'm really grateful that I have the friends and the family and the horse that let me do it. So thank you so much for watching. And the next major outing for me, I suppose, will be finals, area finals. So we'll see how that goes. All right. Thank you. Bye.